G'day One More Fly Squad, my name is Jaden, welcome back to my channel. We're at Sydney Airport International Terminal 1. Today we're going to fly Qantas A380 business class from here to Los Angeles on a delayed service by 24 hours. Now without further ado, let's go check in. Throw back to this morning. We flew Qantas A330 red-eye flight from Jakarta to Sydney. Bags are checked all the way through to America and we have 10 hours in Sydney. So of course we're going to go out and explore. So regarding the delay for our flight to Los Angeles, basically this is what happened. Yesterday as we were boarding our flight to Sydney, I got a text from Qantas, our flight got cancelled. That's because QF11 yesterday never took off. So they're going to use today's A380 to substitute yesterday's A380. So yesterday's flight was delayed by 24 hours and today's flight got cancelled. Luckily, as both Mum and I are Qantas Gold members, when it comes to disruptions, we get priority. So what they did, they put us on yesterday's delayed service, which is in line of our original schedule anyway, so nothing's changed really. But we lost our original seating. On tonight's flight to LA, we're going to be seated 7 rows apart. We're now back in Sydney Airport. So when I checked in Jakarta, I got both boarding passes from Jakarta to Sydney and Sydney to LA. But this morning, due to the cancellation, I went to the transfer desk for a new boarding pass for yesterday's delayed QF11. So we just made it to the departure level. I don't need to do check-in anymore. I'm gonna head straight to security. But if you're starting your journey in Sydney, this is what your check-in is gonna look like. Lots of automated check-in kiosk and also the traditional service desk if you want to check in the old school way. As a business class customer departing from Sydney Airport, we're eligible to use the fast track, immigration and security. Fast track wasn't necessary this afternoon, it was really quiet. Once you've cleared security, you'll be in the massive duty-free zone. Just walk straight ahead, you'll see a set of escalators that'll lead you to the Qantas lounges. Once you're up there, you'll see the entrance for the first class lounge. As we're not platinum members anymore, we're only eligible for the business class lounge. So once you get up there, you'll need to do a U-turn, and this walk literally feels like a walk of shame. Come on in. So this is the Qantas Sydney Airport International Business Class Lounge. There's only one at this airport. In the morning, it literally runs at maximum capacity. In the afternoon and evening, it's better. At the moment, it's not too busy. 3 flights are departing soon, a Jetstar flight to Honolulu, a Qantas flight to Bali, and a Sri Lankan Airlines flight to Colombo. Once boarding begins for those flights, majority of the crowd would be gone. Let's check out the buffet, shall we? So today they're offering mostly healthy options and also a full self-serve bar. So there's a small range of spirits and a few bottles of wines, including Australian sparkling. For coffee drinkers, you can also head down to the coffee station for a fresh barista-made coffee. I no longer live in Australia and I miss my flat white and chai latte so much. So you know what I'm going to order? So the food at the buffet, nothing too impressive or appetizing to be honest. Hopefully the food on board is going to taste good. As we've taken a long haul flight from Jakarta and also a long day in Sydney, I need a shower. Thankfully, this lounge has many shower rooms and there was no wait when I went in. So the shower room truly exposes the age of this lounge. It is said that Qantas would finally renovate this lounge in 2025. I mean, just look at this dryer. So I just had a much needed and lovely shower. Surprisingly, they have rain shower. Water pressure was also good. For bathroom amenities like shower cap, dental kits, ask the staff. By the way, that Qantas plane is going to be our flight to LA. Look at the beautiful Sydney skyline. I'm a little bit hungry, so I'm going to have a little bit to eat before our flight and also a cup of flat white. Australia is really a lucky country. Great coffee, great people, great sceneries, great weather. Coming from Hong Kong, you guys got space. I really miss my big home in Adelaide. So that's the Sri Lankan Airlines A330 to Colombo. Pushing back is Qantas flight QF43 for Bali Denpasar. One of Singapore Airlines' 4 daily flights from Singapore arriving into Sydney. Singapore Airlines is Australia's largest foreign airline. At one stage during the COVID recovery, It was the largest international airline in Australia. They were carrying more international passengers than Qantas. The vibe in this lounge becomes nicer at night, fewer people and fewer movements. So the first flight on the list, that's our new delayed flight and it's boarding soon. Our original flight is still listed as cancelled. It's really quite confusing to look at this. So this aircraft is going to take us to Los Angeles. A 14-year-old Qantas Airbus A380-800 Victor Hotel, Oscar, Quebec, India. This A380 had just flown in from Johannesburg. It's now going to continue its way to Los Angeles as QF11. Due to the extra security measures imposed by the US government, before boarding our flight, all passengers are subject to a short interview.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, where did you fly in from? Did you fly in from anywhere?
Jakarta.
Jakarta. Beautiful. Did you arrive today?
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Earlier this year, I flew Qantas A380 in economy from Sydney to Hong Kong. You can check out my video on that flight.
Hello. Hi, good evening. How are you guys?
Good.
Nice to have you on board, Mr. Wong. So 25 days is done to
So here's my seat 25A. We're at the upper deck. Business class is laid out in a 1-to-1 configuration. First impression, I really like the new colors on the A380 and 787. It's classier and more sophisticated. For takeoff, I'm going to put my mattress topper, blanket and pillow in the side bins. My seat is closer to the aisle, this one is closer to the window. I'll now do a quick lavatory tour before I change into my pajamas. So this one is located directly behind the business class cabin and in front of the premium economy. But it's only for business class guests to use. So the crew haven't actually handed out pajamas, I got this from my previous flight. Business class customers are provided with a bottle of water, noise cancelling headset, and a premium amenity kit. Inside you'll find earplugs, a pair of socks, eye shade, toothbrush, toothpaste, and here we've got face cream, hand cream and lip balm. I'll now go through the seat features. So next to my shoulder I've got this reading light. Other than the bins next to the window, which middle seat passengers don't have access to, you've got this storage space. At every seat you'll find headphone jack, USB charging port, and universal power socket. As for the legroom, there's plenty.
Customers in getting to their seats quickly, we do ask that you find your seat and move out of the aisle as quickly as possible.
You know the flight's gonna be good when you see that kind of smile. The pre-departure service just began. We've got sparkling water, still water, champagne and juice. I always appreciate and value priority boarding, especially when I'm flying on a long-haul flight. You've got plenty of time to get changed into your pajamas, get familiar with your seat and cabin crew. And if you're on a red-eye flight like this one, you've got time to fill out this breakfast card. On this card, you can tick your preference and tell the crew whether to wake you up or not if you're asleep.
Hi everyone, it's great to welcome you on board our flight to Los Angeles this evening. Please help us to create a safe, respectful and positive environment for everybody on board by respecting each other and our crew. Lastly, we'd like to apologise for the delay on today's flight. For customers who have onward connections, we'll be able to give you more information before we arrive into Los Angeles. Once again, welcome on board. It's great to have you with us.
We'd like to add our welcome to you on board your A380 service across to Los Angeles. We're all closed up, waiting on one more door to go, and then we'll be pushing back, very short taxi to take off to the south over Botany Bay, and then eventually a left turn and off in the correct direction for Los Angeles. Pretty quick flight time of just on 13 hours. We'll be passing just south of Honolulu on our flight and then into Los Angeles. Forecast en route is for a smooth flight. I'd like to remind you there is a requirement to keep your seatbelt securely fastened whenever you're seated, just in case we do encounter any unforeseen turbulence. I won't bother you too much during the flight. Hopefully you'll be able to get some rest after you've had something to eat. I'll talk to you again as we approach Los Angeles with an updated arrival time and the weather. So please sit back, ensure those seatbelts are securely fastened. I know you'll enjoy the in-flight entertainment and service from Kylie and the gang once we get going. Thank you.
Place for takeoff and landing.
The new Qantas safety video features many of their frequent flyers and employees. This is Nesta from the Qantas International First Class Lounge at Sydney Airport, and this was shot in Los Angeles, exactly where we're going.
At other time, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened.
The pilot just switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. I'm gonna go to seat 18E to visit my mum. Shortly after, the cabin crew went around the cabin to take your dinner order, specifically for starter and main. I'm now going to quickly go through the in-flight entertainment. On Qantas, the system is easy to use and easy to navigate. You've got a good selection of new international films and some classic Australian movies. Unfortunately, there's no Wi-Fi on board Qantas A380. There's an external camera on board, you can check out a view outside. This in-flight map is interactive. According to the captain, flight time today, 13 hours.
Big sister, I'm guessing.
So then the mom, yes, my mom.
Don't look like my mom. Okay.
Hey, now, so...
She's a fact, she's black. She is.
What?
Actually...
Before we took off today, the cabin crew were giving out pajamas, and then they ran out, and also we were running out of time, we had to depart. So after we took off, before the meal service, a cabin crew went around the cabin to give out first class pajamas. Although I was wearing one, it wasn't from today's flight, so I asked the crew if I could get one, and then the crew member just tossed it onto my table. She didn't say anything. A bit rude, but hey, at least I got my first class pajamas. In-flight service has finally begun. You're offered a salted warm nut and drink of choice. For the drink, I went for Baileys on ice. Most passengers were going for cocktails or a glass of wine. Food is about to be served. I'm gonna check out my tray table. I really like the size of this table, it's big enough for a laptop. So during the service, that rude cabin crew earlier isn't serving my aisle, thankfully. Instead, we got two lovely cabin crew serving our aisle. So one of them just placed cutlery and a tablecloth onto my table, and then they offered a glass of water, sparkling or still, followed by the bread basket. I went for a focaccia. There was also sourdough, and of course there's the signature Neil Perry green leaf salad. 2 hours after we took off from Sydney, we got our starter. For starter, you've got 4 options: a vegan pumpkin soup, a vegetarian pumpkin soup, a salad with buffalo mozzarella and capsicum, as well as this one, the duck and mushroom. This one was absolutely delicious. The meat was flavorful, it low-key tastes like Peking duck, and they were really generous with the portion. If this starter was slightly larger, I would be very happy to have it as a main course. Now again, it's a waiting game. The business class cabin on the A380 is really big, so the service is going to take a while. But Qantas always has this issue, even on other aircraft like the A330. I don't know why. Maybe compared to other airlines operating the same aircraft, they have fewer cabin crew. I'm pretty confident and sure that Emirates has 24 cabin crew on A380 compared to the 21 on Qantas. So here comes the main finally. I went for the steak option. A Barrington Hinterland beef fillet. Sounds very fancy. Barrington is in New South Wales, Australia. So the meat was good, but I'm a medium rare guy, so this one was a bit overcooked to my liking. So if you like it to be more cooked, I think you would like this steak. It definitely wasn't dry. For the final course for dinner, you've got the cheese platter, fruit platter, and ice cream sandwich. I went for the ice cream sandwich. The crew also had a bowl of Lindt chocolate balls. You can grab as many as you want. Many of you might not know this, but the Qantas A380 also has a bar. It's just a little bit different to Emirates. The Qantas A380 lounge is located at the front of the upper deck. This is where Emirates would put their shower suites. So on Qantas A380, you don't have like a full bar with a bartender. Instead, you've got a fridge. It is completely self-serve. You can find snacks, fruit, and drinks. If you want cocktails or espresso coffee like flat white and latte, you can press the call button. A crew member is going to approach you and take your order. When there's turbulence and a seatbelt sign goes on, rest assured, you can stay seated in the lounge. There's a seatbelt. That's unlike the bar on Virgin Atlantic 787. There's no seatbelt, so when it goes on, you have to go back to your seat. When I was taking photos and videos in a bar and chilling with my mum, a friendly crew member approached me and asked if I wanted coffee and tea, as well as having my bed made. I said yes please, and I'll have a decaf oat flat white. But I'm going to bed soon, so you can leave my coffee at 25A, thank you so much. One great thing about the Qantas business class that people don't talk enough is how long the bed is. It's measured at 80 inches or 2 meters, longer than the ones you'll find on Singapore Airlines, Cathay or Emirates. In addition, there's sufficient space underneath the TV for your feet to wiggle around. I may look terrible, but I just had a 7.5 hour good and deep sleep, uninterrupted all the way. It's always a blessing to sleep that well when you're in a plane.
Good morning everyone, it's Kylie, your customer service manager. We are seeking some medical assistance. If you are a medical doctor or medically qualified and are willing to assist us, would you please press your call button now? Thank you.
Breakfast was served about 2 hours before landing. Mum and I asked the cabin crew if we could have breakfast in the lounge. They were happy to accommodate us with our request. Mum ordered very little thing on her breakfast card. She regretted it when she woke up. Thankfully the crew had spare, and they gave Mum whatever she wanted. For main course, she went for the pancake. For myself, I went for the traditional English breakfast. There was scrambled eggs, a lot of it, bacon, cherry tomatoes, and hash browns. For side, there was a massive croissant and also a fruit bowl. For drink of choice, I went for another oat flat white. Qantas is one of the few airlines that offer espresso coffee on board. Most give you filtered coffee. I really do like the lounge on board Qantas A380. It's dark, but I really like the vibe. It's giving speakeasy, and it is sensational to have it on a plane. This onboard lounge is totally underrated in my opinion. The crew member just came back to check on us. He took away our meal trays and offered us more coffee and tea. I went for another, you guessed it, oat flat white. Some crew members have put on face masks because people are getting sick on board.
Information for you for our arrival. We do hope you're able to get some rest and enjoy the Inflight entertainment service throughout the night. We've made good time on our flight over, and at the moment, air traffic control permitting, we're showing a touchdown right on schedule at 10 minutes past 2 on Tuesday afternoon. I'd like to set your watches now to Los Angeles time. It's just gone 1:32 p.m. on Tuesday because we crossed the date line. Weather here's some low cloud. It's just been a little bit misty and foggy during the day, but that's burning off now. But unfortunately there's still quite a bit of cloud around, so I don't think we'll get to see much as we approach the airport today. Temperature of 20 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit and a light westerly wind. We'll be flying over the Long Beach area and a couple of left-hand turns to land back towards the west on the main runway, and a little bit of view if the cloud breaks up enough as we come in to land. Thanks for flying with us. It's been a pleasure having you on board. Look forward to seeing you again next time. For those travelling on, safe journey, and for those disembarking here with us in LA, hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you.
We've started our descent into Los Angeles International Airport, and I'll quickly conclude this trip report right here, right now. Regarding the delay or cancellation, I'm glad everything worked out fine for us. And for other passengers who were supposed to be on today's flight, I hope Qantas found them a seat. The Qantas International Business Lounge at Sydney Airport is outdated. It can get very crowded. It was quite crowded when I went in, but as more and more flights depart throughout the day, it gets quieter and nicer. The shower was nice, good water pressure and good space. The food they served was okay, nothing too impressive. The coffee was great. Boarding for our flight was a little bit chaotic. Because we're flying on an A380 with a lot of first class and business class guests, as well as premium economy who board with business class, and don't forget about Platinum 1, Platinum and Gold members, priority boarding was busy. About 1/3 of the passengers had to go through a short interview before they board the plane. Mum and I had to go through that. It was relatively stress-free. They were asking exactly where we were going in America. I said LA and New York, and then I'll be off to Mexico. She also asked how many days in each city and accommodation. Not the hotel name, but whether I'm staying with family or friends or in a hotel. Once on board, a friendly welcome from a cabin crew. We got our welcome drink. Just before takeoff, the breakfast cart was collected by a cabin crew. Pajamas we got it after takeoff from a rude cabin crew. Other than that particular cabin crew, everybody else was really friendly and nice. Despite a very full flight in business, they were up for a chat, and they accommodated each and every passenger to their best ability, like we were able to dine in the lounge, and frequently we were asked if we want to top up for wine and also coffee and tea. And speaking of that lounge, I really liked it. It's very different to the one on board Emirates A380. Personally, I actually prefer the one on Qantas. It's more cozy and more comfortable to sit in. It may be less Instagrammable, but not really. Now I want to move on and talk about the food and beverages. Qantas is highly regarded for their wines on board, and they did have a very good Australian and French selection. I didn't have any on today's flight, but I had plenty of flat white. They were delicious. For the food, everything was tasty. I particularly enjoyed my full breakfast and also the duck as starter for dinner. As for the in-flight amenity, the amenity kit was nice, got everything you need. Pajamas is always nice to have, not every airline gives you that. And I also like the mattress topper. For me, the mattress topper doesn't necessarily make the bed more comfortable, but mentally, it's nicer. So overall today, I would say it was a 10 out of 10 with Qantas. Just forget about that rude cabin crew. Thankfully she wasn't even serving my aisle. And I very much look forward to my return flight to Sydney from LA soon. For your information, it costs over $10,000 to fly Sydney to LA return on joint venture partners Qantas and American Airlines. If you don't mind a layover, it will cost half if you fly via Hong Kong with Cathay or via Nandi with Fiji Airways. So that's it for the conclusion. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and share, subscribe if you haven't done so. See you later in the vlog.
Where the local time is 2:10 p.m. still on Tuesday the 8th of October. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. As always, smoking, vaping and the use of e-cigarettes is not permitted while disembarking or throughout the terminal. Please take care when opening the overhead lockers as baggage may have moved and could fall out. Before leaving, ensure you check your seat and your seat pocket for any personal items. If you can reach your phone, you can now turn it off flight mode. On behalf of all of us here at Qantas and One World, thank you for choosing to fly with us. If you're visiting Los Angeles, we hope you enjoy your stay, and of course, to those returning, welcome home.
Welcome to my vlog of Los Angeles. So since we landed, we took the hotel shuttle to LAX Hilton Hotel. We unpacked and unwind a bit, and then a friend of mine from North Carolina joined us. 3 of us just took the Uber from the hotel to Venice Beach. Every time I'm in LA, I try to do the walk from Venice Beach to Santa Monica. For dinner, we're having it at the Cheesecake Factory at Santa Monica Place. In America, they're serious about their portion sizes, so we're skipping starter. I'm having fish and chips, Mum's having chicken pasta, my friend's having this gigantic orange chicken. Unfortunately, I've used up my dessert belly for the fish and chips. I couldn't take any cheesecake. We're going back to the hotel using Uber. So that was it for day 1. Day 2, we woke up nice and early. In American Hilton hotels, you don't get free breakfast if you're a Diamond member. Instead, you get a voucher to redeem at the restaurants or cafes. I got something light, just a coffee and yogurt. And then I went to check out the swimming pool. We'll definitely come back at night to use the hot tub. Yesterday, I ate quite a bit. So on the plane, I had the full English breakfast, and then at the Cheesecake Factory, I had the fish and chips, so it's time for gym. Now we've got a full day to explore Los Angeles. We're now taking Uber to Chinatown. It's located within downtown.
Trump? 78 or 79, yeah.
So we just made it to Chinatown. It's really quiet, I wonder why. The Chinatowns in London, Bangkok, Australia, they're always hustling and bustling.
It's super illuminating, like one of those things. Yeah. And when he shows it.
Mum and I both approved the food here. It's really authentic and delicious. Next on our itinerary is the Griffith Observatory. Never been before and I'm excited. So from Chinatown we took another Uber ride to the Fire Break Trail, the bottom of it. It's gonna take about half an hour to climb up the hill. Relatively easy, a dog could do it, and it's not too steep. Mum doesn't agree with me though.
Coming up on the left here now. Oh, bless you. Hey. Oh, did we say that was probably Anaheim?
We have made it. So many people are taking photos. We're definitely not hiking again, we haven't got much time, and why torture ourselves again? There's actually a free bus from here to a nearby metro station.
We had such an adventure the last time.
We're now going to take the train to Beverly Hills. We have to change to a bus. I've heard so much about this supermarket on TikTok and Instagram. Overrated? Yes. Overpriced? Yes. Good coffee? Yes. They use Australian oat milk. I ordered a Mana Figures, which is the Australian brand of oat milk, cappuccino. It was delicious. A quick stopover at the CVS pharmacy. I like exploring supermarkets when I go overseas. My mum loves exploring pharmacies. So for dinner, we're just gonna find something to eat at the Westfield Culver City, which is on the way back to the Hilton. So I've never had Panda Express before, I have to give it a try. I got a Beyond Chicken fried rice. It wasn't too bad, but it's lacking wok hei. From the Westfield, we took the bus back to the Hilton. It's only $1. At night, the lighting of the swimming pool looks nice. And then of course we used the hot tub. It was really nice. So that's it for the vlog today. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I upload a new video every week. So be sure to hit that subscribe and bell button and so you don't miss out. And a big thank you and shout out to all my patrons and PayPal Me members for your continuous contribution to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. See you next week. Bye.